Jealousy will shift your focus from your calling to your competition, and that's where your purpose dies. So I'm starting this series with a very well-known story, King Saul and David. To make a very long story short, David slays Goliath and he becomes a national hero. Initially, King Saul was very close to him and wanted him to stay close, but when people started singing that King Saul has slain thousands, but David has slain tens of thousands, King Saul became really jealous. And from that time, he kept a close eye on David. He was afraid of him because he knew that God was with David and his spirit had departed from Saul. So what did Saul do? He plotted to kill David multiple times. Instead of focusing on leading the people and repenting, he became fixated to killing David, and he forgot about his calling and his purpose. Here's the mind-blowing thing. King Saul was the king. He was the king, not David, Saul. But he became so consumed with jealousy that he forgot he was the king. He became fixated by the favor that was on David, and he forgot about himself, and he stopped having any peace. He had no peace because he was so fixated on revenge, because the spirit of jealousy had overcome him. And poor David, he wasn't even trying to compete. He was just being obedient. So here's how we wrap this up. Don't try to envy someone you don't even understand. Jealousy will shift your focus from your calling to your competition, and that's where your purpose dies. Our second story is the story of Joseph and his brothers. In this story, Joseph is the favorite son of his father, and his brothers don't like that fact. He also has these prophetic dreams, and in his dreams, his brothers will one day bow down to him. Oh, when they heard that, they did not like it one bit. In fact, they became so jealous of him, because why are you the only one who's favored? Why are you the only one who's seeing these dreams? Why do we have to bow down to you? So what did his brothers do? They plotted to kill him, but they ended up selling him into slavery. They thought, that must be the end of this guy. We're never gonna hear from him. It is done. But they don't know what the plan of God was. So Joseph ends up being a slave in Egypt. He goes through betrayal in Egypt, and he ends up in prison. But in a very miraculous way that's recorded in Genesis 37, he ends up being second in command in all of Egypt. I'm making a very long story short. So during a famine, his brothers end up coming into Egypt looking for food. They bow down and they ask for food, and they ask for forgiveness, and this fulfills the dream that Joseph had initially. So what's the message? Well, his brothers were jealous of a dream that they didn't even understand. They hated him for his favor, but they didn't even know that this favor came with a lot of pain. But most importantly, the very one they hated and envied is the very one that God used to save them. So I'm gonna end this video with 3 points for you to take away. First, you might be jealous of someone because of the favor that's on their life, but can you handle the process that they will go through to bring them into purpose? 2, the very person that you're jealous about could be the person that God has ordained to bless you in the future. And 3, don't let jealousy make you mistreat someone that God has ordained for a special purpose. Don't be the one that the enemy is using. See you in the next video. And if this has blessed you, share it with someone else.